You know, businesses all across the country are going beyond just asking their employees to get vaccinated. Now, many of them are requiring it. And of course, that goes against a lot of workers' wishes. This pushback, though, could come with some legal challenges depending on where you sit in this equation. Here to help us sort it all out and what we could see sorted out in court eventually, we have Denise Hill. She's an associate professor of practice and public administration at Drake University, also with the local Whitfield and Eddy law firm right here in the metro. You have been studying this for a couple of decades now,
Correct.
where vaccinations and employees and employers intersect. Did you ever think it would come to this level?
You know, I knew eventually that we would have a pandemic. There's been discussion for a long time about that, but it never imagined it would be this year or the breadth of what it would take in terms of both interest and the impact on society and individuals.
I asked you, as a practicing attorney, who would you represent? Would you represent the business that is arguing for its right to require this of its employees, or the employee who's arguing they have no business being coerced into doing something they don't want to do with their health?
Sure.
You said both.
Yes.
You would argue
yes.
both of these
well,
cases.
I represent either one in my practice,
Okay.
But really a lot has been related to what I teach and what I've researched, and so there are two sides to this story, and so it's important for everyone to kind of discuss how that all fits together.
So what does the law say?
Okay, so let's start with where employment and employers come down. Typically, they set the conditions of employment for their employees, sometimes even for those that they serve. So no shoes, no shirt, no service.
Oh, sure.
So there's issues coming up both with customers and people who come to organizations as well as employees themselves. When it comes to employees, the federal law, there's some long-standing precedent. There's several administrative and regulatory decisions that make it clear that it is up to the employer to make those determinations as long as they're rationally related to an important or legitimate purpose.
Okay, rationally related to an important or legitimate purpose. Is that what gets argued in court?
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. And so that's what the court's going to look at. If it's a public employer, then they're going to look at some extra things that are probably beyond the scope of the time that we have. But really what it gets to is we're weighing the rights of an individual under the 14th Amendment not to undergo unwanted medical procedures or treatment, and the rights of an organization to say, hey, we have certain obligations legally under OSHA to protect other people. We are in business to take care of, say, patients or customers, some of whom may be not
Right.
able to be vaccinated. And so for those organizations, they have to make an assessment of what is best for their individual workforce.
Okay, let me give you just a couple of scenarios here that I think might help our viewers at home and probably me understand this a little better.
Sure.
So you've got Tyson Foods, right?
Correct.
They came out and said, you know what, we're going to require this of all of our employees. We've got all of these workers. You know, we were the epicenter of outbreaks when the pandemic first started. We want the people processing the meat who are working in these close quarters to have that protection. On the flip side, what if you've got an IT firm where everybody's been working at home for a year and they're going to be working at home for the foreseeable future? Would it be argued that there's a compelling case for Tyson to mandate vaccines, the IT firm not to? Is that how this plays out?
Certainly, it's a much more robust argument, and you're going to be much more likely to be able to prove that there's a rational basis for keeping people safe. You might be able to find some nexus and with private rights as an employer to say in those other situations. In fact, we're seeing Google and Microsoft
Right.
and some of those who are doing that. But the more closely aligned that employees are to each other, like at Tyson, or to the public, think of the travel industry, think of the hospital situation,
Right.
and who you're dealing with. So for each employer, they're going to want to look at what's the setting in which we provide our services. Are we a small boutique where people are closely together? Are we in a hospital where we have medically fragile people? Or are we a circumstance, like you said, where people are working remotely? The further from that scenario, the less I guess robust again would be
Sure.
the argument.
Less of an
would be.
argument you have to stand on.
Right.
Denise, really quickly, we've got to go. I wish I could talk to you all afternoon about this because it's fascinating. But look into your crystal ball. Are you going to see more businesses choosing to force vaccination upon their employees? Is this going to taper off? We're going to see fewer.
Okay, I want to say real quickly that Iowa Code 889 does impact from a state standpoint. So so employers who do get state or public funds will lose access to those under current Iowa law. So that
if they require vaccination?
If they require vaccination for members of the public. However, even though it says other people in that law, it does say when they were trying to pass this in the legislature, they wanted to add language that said employees or healthcare organizations, and they did not add those. So this would not apply to that state law that some might believe would apply to employees.
So companies located here in
Absolutely.
Iowa, they can require it legally.
They can require it for employees at the present time.
Denise Hill, she is one of the national world authorities on where vaccinations and employment and pandemics intersect, and she's right here in town. Thanks so much for being here.
Absolutely, and I'd love to talk about the crystal ball or what we might expect next time. So
we'll
thank
definitely
you.
bring you back for that.